So, lads, the Angel Reese situation is not getting better. It is not getting better at all. And if you guys don't know, obviously, Angel Reese was suspended for a half a game in what might have been the biggest joke in all of team sports. That Angel Reese got suspended for half a game. And like, it was at the stage where even other players were saying it's like, just suspend her for a game. At this stage, like, if you're going to suspend her for the full game. Don't suspend her for half a game. And clearly, not only was she just suspended for half of the game, but she didn't play. As expected, she didn't play. Like, her fans on Twitter were like, "Oh, Angel, just say your back hurts in the warm-up. Just say your back hurts in the warm-up." And all of a sudden, like, she's been back for however long from the back end.
Angel Reese just delivered a plot twist straight out of daytime television. She didn't just step away from the Chicago sky, she turned it into a spectacle. One day she's the franchise centerpiece, the next she's sidelined with back pain that feels less medical report and more high school excuse note. This isn't about load management. It's rebellion dressed up as injury. It's drama, chaos, and attention all colliding at once. Forget basketball. This is a soap opera disguised as a stat sheet.
So, Angel Reese got suspended for the first half of a game, saying her teammates suck. This guy made a statement saying, the Chicago Sky values the safety, respect, and well-being of every player. We are committed to accountability so our players can stay focused on playing basketball. Because of the statements detrimental to the team made by Angel Reese during a league-mandated media, she will not play in the first half of the game September 7th against the Las Vegas Aces. This matter has been handled and resolved internally, and we're moving forward.
Another WNBA season tips off, and right on cue, here comes the Angel Reese drama saga. While most players lock in on scoring and building team chemistry, Angel seems more interested in turning every matchup into her own personal reality TV pilot. It's less about basketball and more about spectacle, like a show no one subscribed to, yet everyone can't resist tuning in just to see what she'll do next.
Reese doesn't touch the floor. Doesn't play in the first half, doesn't play in the second half. Oh, this is interesting. Did Tyler Marsh just say, you know what? Angel, I like the group that we have in right now. We don't need you. We're playing well. I don't know. Does Angel Reese throw a hissy fit in the locker room, says, no, I'm not playing? Kinda did that. Maybe not that exact, but she went about not playing. Yep, instead of coming to help her teammates, she would rather stick it to the Chicago Sky organization.
Forget the box scores and highlight reels. Angel Reese's real stat line this season is drama episodes per month. And her latest performance? A full-blown masterpiece. She walked out on the Chicago Sky with a so-called back injury so dramatic it might as well come with a Hollywood agent. But this isn't some random setback, it's a carefully crafted storyline. The Sky had already benched her for the first half, which was dramatic enough, but Angel cranked it up into full soap opera territory.
It's getting hotter here, y'all. This is crazy. This is why this thing took a left turn out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. I have not, bro. This is supposed to be a professional league. Angel Reese, you telling me you refuse to go in the game for the Chicago Sky because they suspended you for one half? This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. Wait till you get a load of.
The crowd was buzzing, bracing for Angel's dramatic second half comeback. Fans pictured her leaping off the bench like the star of a sports flick, swooping in to rescue her team. But then, plot twist, she never played a single second. 0 minutes. Nada. Zilch. You could have swapped her jersey for a courtside hoodie and the effect would have been the same. The hype built for her big entrance fizzled into nothing, leaving fans with a storyline but no actual basketball.
So the Chicago Sky situation is not ending, and I don't think it's going to end for a while. Like, this is some Dwight Mayer type stuff, but instead of Dwight Mayer saying it's you or me about the coach, Dwight Mayer said it's you or me about the literal entire team, except for the other player that was in her draft class that clearly doesn't fit playing beside her. It clearly does not fit.
What makes this whole episode even more entertaining is that people honestly believed it was some kind of tactical coaching move. Maybe the coach just liked the group he had out there. Maybe he wanted to teach her a little lesson. Maybe, just maybe, he was pulling off some grandmaster-level chess while everyone else was fumbling with checkers. But the truth quickly surfaced, this wasn't strategy. Angel wasn't resting or saving energy. She was quitting. Quitting the game, quitting the grind, all under the convenient excuse of that age-old sports cliché, the back injury. And here's where it gets comical. This injury appeared right after a 5-day break. Not 5 games. Not 5 weeks. Just 5 days. Imagine taking a week off work, then strolling in on Monday claiming your back gave out from carrying all that relaxation. The timing couldn't have been more laughable. Then came the piece de resistance, the back brace. But not just any brace, the most over-the-top, fashion-forward brace debut the WNBA has ever seen. Instead of wearing it under her shirt where it might actually help, Angel wore it boldly over her warm-up sweatshirt, practically begging the cameras to zoom in. It screamed, "Hey, look at me, I'm hurt." Subtlety? Nowhere to be found. It was the visual equivalent of walking into class with a sling over your winter coat, hoping the teacher buys your story. Angel didn't just sit out, she staged the entire scene. And let's not forget, this all happened after she was already suspended for the first half against the Las Vegas Aces.
Reese was suspended for the first half of today's game versus the Las Vegas Aces. She told them, "I don't care if y'all suspend me, I ain't playing anyway. My back hurt." Oh, that's crazy. That is crazy. That's crazy work, Angel. That's crazy work, Angel. I cannot believe she just pulled the wool over their eyes like this. They thought that they was punishing her. And the whole time she knew, y'all can't punish me. I'ma say my back hurt. I'm not gonna play anyway. This season is over. This is crazy. We already saw her throw her teammates under the bus. Tyler Marsh was blindsided.
Nothing says authentic injury quite like wearing your medical gear front and center, especially when it's not even positioned where it would actually help. But that's the genius of Angel's move. This wasn't just about her team, it was about the audience. This was theater, and Angel Reese was the star actress. She made sure the cameras caught every angle, made sure social media had something to feast on, and made sure her story spread faster than any box score. You could almost hear the inner dialogue, "If I'm going to stage this rebellion, I'm going all in." Costume? Check. Production value? Check. Standing ovation? Pending. By the end, Angel Reese had successfully turned a back brace into a full-blown prop, staging her own one-woman protest right in front of everyone. But here's the twist, this isn't just about Angel. Let's talk about the Chicago Sky. This team isn't exactly dripping in prestige right now. Yes, they suspended her, but when the media tore her apart for blasting the front office, they didn't exactly rush to her defense. For all the noise Angel created, the Sky's silence spoke just as loudly.
She's suspended for a game because she picked up her 8th technical foul. So, and I think that's tonight. That was tonight, right? She was suspended tonight, and now she's suspended the first half against the Aces on the 7th, to be Monday, correct? Dang. Yeah. Sunday. Yeah. Sunday. My bad. Sunday. Look. Angel expressed her dissatisfaction with the state of the franchise, is what she said. "I like to be here for my career, but if things don't pan out, obviously I might have to move in a different direction and do what's best for me. But while I'm here, I'm going to try to stay open-minded about what I have here and maximize that."
They left her to sink in public opinion before, didn't step in, didn't cover for her, and now we're supposed to believe they're shielding her with this sudden back injury narrative? That logic makes about as much sense as running a marathon in flip-flops. If the Chicago Sky wouldn't defend her when she was under fire for blasting the front office, why would they suddenly play bodyguard now? The reality is the relationship between Angel Reese and the Sky looks less like a professional partnership and more like a bad breakup that refuses to end. She doesn't want them, they don't want her, yet they're stuck together because of the contract. Watching it unfold feels like sitting at a dinner party while a couple argues through fake smiles, all while you know the divorce papers are already in the glove box of the car outside. And the sky? They're down bad, so bad you almost want to pass out participation ribbons instead of bothering with a scoreboard. Angel, meanwhile, sat comfortably on the sideline with her brace and her pride intact, while her teammates were getting torched on the court. Instead of stepping up to at least try to soften the blow, she chose to spectate, likely thinking, yeah, let them drown without me. Rebelling against management is one thing. Abandoning your teammates mid-battle while they're being cooked? That's another level entirely.
Half-game suspension. And I mean this when I say this. Why a half a game? Like, Courtney Williams responded to it. Like, she did the exact same. She's like, just suspend her for a game. Just suspend her for a game. Don't suspend her for half a game. Half a game makes no sense. She got to be on the warm-up bike for the first half in the locker room. Does she like come out at halftime? Is she suspended by just being sat on the bench? Like, at this stage, suspend her for half game. At this stage, just bench her for the season. Bench her for the rest of the season. Like, there's 2 games.
And yet, the show rolled on. At halftime, she strutted around with that brace like it was fresh off a runway collection. No stretching, no blending with the team, just pure spectacle, like the world needed to see the new badge of rebellion. At some point, it stopped giving sports injury and started screaming WWE subplot. All that was missing was a fog machine, pyro, and someone sliding in with a folding chair. What made it even wilder was the setup before the game. Her coach spoke like she was absolutely going to play. Talking about keeping her body warm, using heating pads, staying loose, making sure she was ready to check in. It was painted like a guarantee. Then, as if on cue, plot twist, she's ruled out with a back injury. Just like that. The pivot was so dramatic it gave the audience whiplash, ironically, the one injury that would have actually fit the script. That's when you realize, the whole thing had gone full circus mode.
Man, things are getting worse in Chicago, man. Way before it's getting better, I tell you. All right, so the game happened last night. And basically, if y'all remember, Angel Reese was suspended for half of that Aces game last night, right? So she sits out the half of the game, and then coming into the next half, she's ruled out injured with a back injury. Oh, man. Man, it's just tick for tat at this point, man. It is crazy what's going on in Chicago.
Normally, when a star claims injury, their fans rally like it's a national emergency, think dissertations longer than the Constitution explaining why the pain is real and the critics are cruel. But this time? Crickets. Or worse, slow claps with a smirk. Even Angel Reese's diehard defenders looked like parents catching their kid holding a thermometer over boiling water. You don't even argue, you just sigh and mutter, "Nice hustle, kid." Because let's be real, everybody clocked the performance. The brace wasn't subtle, it was staged. The timing wasn't unfortunate, it was suspiciously perfect. And the walk? Please. That wasn't a limp, that was a runway strut. She wore that brace the way someone flexes a designer bag, more prop than protection. Fans aren't fools, they can smell when the script doesn't match the acting. This wasn't just an injury moment. This was theater. A production staged not against opponents, but against her own franchise. At this point, Angel Reese isn't just battling teammates in the locker room, she's squaring off against the entire Chicago Sky organization.
What? So what they suspended her for half the game? Why don't you just suspend the whole game at that point? Why do you want to suspend somebody half a game? How you even gonna play after getting suspended half a game? You gonna miss the first half and then you ain't gonna have no flow for the game. Am I tripping? You're just not gonna have no flow for the game. If you miss the first half of the game and then all of a sudden you can get subbed in for the second half of the game, why not just suspend her the whole game?
That's just what the organization decided to do.
Because let's be honest, this wasn't some innocent oops, my back hurts accident. This was a rebellion in full costume, a protest, a loud middle finger gift wrapped in medical tape. It practically shouted, "You benched me? Fine. I'll bench myself, on my own terms." Angel didn't just sit out, she orchestrated a spectacle. A made-for-camera moment designed so nobody could miss the point. And here's the twist of irony, the Chicago Sky aren't clean in this drama either. Let's not forget, this is the same franchise that slapped her with that suspension. The same franchise that stood back when she torched the front office in public. The same franchise that's watched her image nosedive without tossing her a single lifeline. If they were truly invested in protecting Angel Reese, they would have stepped up months ago. But they didn't. They watched. They waited. They let her sink. So now we're supposed to buy into the idea that this organization suddenly cares enough to float a back injury cover story? Please. If they couldn't bother defending her when headlines were ugly, why would they pretend now? What we're really watching is a bad marriage unraveling, both sides waiting for the other to pack their bags first.
Angel, she's sitting out the first half due to the suspension. Logistically, how does a player who normally starts the game kind of stay warm and go into the second half?
Starts with your warm up, and then obviously after your warm up, it's a pretty long stretch that you're sitting. So whether it's heating pads, whether it's being on the bike and staying active from that standpoint, I think different players operate differently. So we'll trust in our medical staff to be able to.
That clip was Tyler Marsh before the game last night, where the Chicago Bravado continued their season-long tradition of getting their ass kicked. This time, the boot to the Bravado's bruised caboose, it belonged to the Las Vegas Anonymous Faces.
And then came the halftime show. Not the one with cheerleaders, music, or entertainment, the Angel Reese halftime production. She came out with the team, but not with the team. No warm-ups, no drills, no signs of focus. Just floating around the court like she owned the stage, brace strapped on and positioned perfectly for maximum camera coverage. This wasn't about basketball. This was about optics. This was a statement piece. Here's the kicker, a back brace is supposed to provide support, stability, relief. But Angel wore hers over a sweatshirt, which is about as useful as slapping a Band-Aid on top of a winter coat. Zero function, maximum visibility. And that was the whole point. It wasn't about helping her back, it was about selling the story. A neon sign in human form blinking, "Look at me. I'm hurt. Really. For real this time." The scene felt less like an injury update and more like a WWE promo. She was the heel strutting down the ramp, soaking in the boos and applause, exaggerating every move for the audience. But here's the fatal flaw, theatrics don't put points on the board. While she was parading her rebellion, the Chicago Sky were imploding. 25 points with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. 25. That's not just bad basketball. That's historically tragic.
That was head coach Tyler Marsh, who I have a lot of sympathy for, and I'm being dead serious when I say that. Tyler Marsh has one of the most difficult jobs in the country. As the head coach of the Chicago Bravado, he has got to deal with the constant drama of Angel Reese. And it's not just Angel Reese that he has to deal with. This poor dude. He also has to deal with her dozens of aliases. Me Bound Barbie, Bayou Barbie, Can't Afford My Apartment in Chi-Town Barbie, and her most recent personality, Blaming.
Angel Reese sitting out wasn't the bold statement she thought it was. It didn't elevate her, it exposed her. Instead of standing tall with her team in the middle of the collapse, she looked like the captain who abandoned ship first, hopping into the lifeboat with a fake back brace as her flotation device. Fans noticed. The media noticed. And you can bet her teammates noticed, too. Quitting once might be forgiven. Quitting twice, in consecutive seasons? That's how reputations die. And right now, Angel Reese is the one swinging the axe at her own legacy. Both sides are over it, locked in a contest to see who can embarrass the other more before the breakup papers are filed. And honestly, it's pure theater. Forget basketball, this is daytime drama. A suspension, a brace parade, a team ready to cut ties, and a fan base too tired to defend her. Chaos disguised as basketball. Soap opera disguised as sport. And you can't look away.
Granted, she wore the back brace during the shoot around, right? So it kind of already looked like she was planning not to play in this game. And it kind of brings the question, like, since she sat out the game, like, or was ruled injured, did she serve the suspension? I don't know. It's kind of weird. You can tell it's just some turmoil going on in Chicago right now. And it kind of brings up the question, like, what is going to happen with Angel Reese at this point? I think she's done playing. I think she's done playing this season, honestly. And granted, you know, they asked Tyler Marsh, well, how do you feel about, you know, bringing Angel Reese back for the remainder of this season? He was stating like, yeah, she's coming back. Well, she wants to get out there. So we're going to, you know, play it with precaution.
That's the thing about Angel Reese, whether you love her, hate her, or roll your eyes at her antics, you're watching. She won't let you look away. And this latest act, a so-called back injury rebellion, might be her boldest stunt yet. Forget sports medicine, this was performance art. If you squint, you can almost see her on an off-Broadway stage, auditioning for the role of the diva who outmaneuvered her own franchise. Meanwhile, Sky doctors are probably staring at her MRI scans like they're abstract art, searching for damage that simply doesn't exist. But here's the wild twist, this might actually work. By playing fragile, Reese has flipped the power dynamic, forcing the Sky into a circus of her own creation. Suddenly, the narrative isn't about points or wins, it's about her. This isn't basketball anymore. It's rebellion disguised as medical drama. And Angel Reese? She's playing the role of ringleader to perfection. If you enjoyed leaving a like and subscribing, more videos are on the screen now.